Hey there, and welcome to Season 4 of Stories Unveiled, the podcast where we believe every story has the power to inspire, connect, and transform. Whether it's through the mundane moments or the life-altering tragedies, we highlight God's story on display in our lives. Each episode, our guests get real and they dive into their own personal journey, where we hold hardship in one hand and hope in the other, and we explore where Jesus is in the messy middle. I'm Ashley Sears, and I'm so glad you're here. Hey, it's Ashley here at Stories Unveiled. Before we dive into this episode, I want to personally invite you to our upcoming annual Fall Women's Conference. This is your chance to experience the power of real, life-changing stories, just like the ones here on every episode, brought to life in person. Join us for a full day of hope, inspiration, and connection, featuring incredible regional and local speakers and a moving keynote session, plus amazing uplifting worship. Connect with amazing community partners and browse our curated vendor booths. Don't miss this opportunity to gather, grow, and be encouraged by stories of hope at this fall's Stories Unveiled Conference. Register now at storiesunveiledconference.com. We can't wait to see you there. Rian and Tyler Keyes have been married for 16 years. During Rian's pregnancy with their first child, she suffered a life-threatening complication that not only almost cost her life, but also deeply impacted their journey as a couple. That experience forced them to completely rely on their faith in Jesus and ignited a passion in them to help other couples pursue healthy marriages. Today, they lead the marriage ministry at their church, using their own story to encourage and support others through their own journey. Thank you, Tyler and Rian, for being here.
Thanks for having us. We're so excited.
Yeah, I'm really excited too. So, life-threatening emergency.
Yeah.
On May 7th, 2011, you were going to deliver your first child. His name is Silas.
Silas, yep.
Yes, and he is 14 now.
Yeah.
Okay.
14.
Yep, because he's the same age as my son.
Yes.
What happened that day? Did it start normal?
No.
Okay.
No, it did not. So I woke up that morning and actually getting ready for my last shift of work. So
You're a nurse.
I'm a nurse. Yes, the nurse curse that
Oh,
comes
no.
into play.
Is that a thing?
It's a thing. It's
Okay.
a thing. Ask all the nurses out there. It's like, yep, we get the worst, and we make the worst patients. But
Oh my goodness.
Anyway. Last shift of work, because I had my scheduled C-section. He was breech.
Okay.
Little stinker.
Yes.
Anyway, so I had my scheduled section on it would have been the 9th, yep. That Monday. And so I woke up for my last little 4-hour shift of work. So I was only working 4 hours at this point because my blood pressure had been a little borderline, I guess you would say. Nothing too crazy.
But just outside of maybe the safe and normal.
Yeah,
Okay.
like 20 points higher than my normal. So that's kind of like, they're like, oh. So anyway, I wasn't on bed rest or anything, but modified work duty. So 4 hours. And I woke up in the morning and was brushing my teeth. And I all of a sudden got this really bad pain, kind of right about here.
In your stomach? Like
In my stomach,
area?
like up above, like my big old belly, and then like right here in the middle. And I was like, oh, that doesn't feel good. So I was like, I'm just going to lay down a little bit. And then I laid down and I went, nope. And I like sat right back up. And I think at that point, did I wake you up? Or I was waking you up, or you were noticing?
I'm going to call them screams. Kind of woke me up a bit.
Because of pain?
Screaming yet.
You were very loud. I don't want to say loud, but
Kind of
there was
starting to
noise.
moan. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could tell that there was
She was
a
in
lot
distress.
of discomfort.
Yeah.
In distress.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was trying to walk it out, like off, and it just felt like someone like had stabbed me and was just like kind of slowly twisting the knife. I don't know if that's the best way I can put it. And then I ended up going to the bathroom, throwing up, probably due to the pain. And so then I said, I think we probably need to call the ambulance. And at that point, I think he had already called.
Oh.
At that point, I remember very loudly, like almost like excruciating, like moans, pains, and stuff like that.
She kept loudly saying, "It's like my diaphragm is twisting."
Yeah.
And I didn't comprehend what that could mean.
Yeah. Right.
It just, so I...
You knew it wasn't good, though, like
Yeah.
all around.
So she's a mother, at the time she was a mother baby nurse, so...
Yeah, working on that floor.
So you know...
It wasn't
I mean,
And I
labor
knew
pain.
it wasn't labor pain.
Totally.
Like, I was like, I've never been in labor before. This is my first baby, but I knew it wasn't right. Yeah. So kind of fast forward, called the ambulance, got to the hospital. I think it felt like an excruciating long time to get there, right? To the hospital.
In the ambulance?
Yeah.
It was difficult to watch the ambulance, the emergency technicians, kind of feel like she was pregnant, so she's in labor. So this is a standard thing, and maybe we're kind of overreacting a little bit. Nobody ever said that.
No, but the behavior was like, this is your first baby. You probably don't know what it's supposed to feel like. You guys are first-time parents.
Yeah.
She's 2 days away from her...
Yeah.
From delivery, or you had scheduled C-section or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you were so close, you were at term.
Yeah. So they're probably thinking,
So this is just normal. We're just gonna...
I remember being so angry and thinking, I can't, this is not the time to... They're helping.
Yeah, or trying.
I don't
their
need to
hardest.
cause problems right now.
Yeah.
So I called her in for her shift. I was like, she's not going to be there today.
Oh, yep.
Which is the only thing I could think to do.
Yeah.
And you also called to the floor and said, like, Ryan's coming up.
See you soon.
And so...
Because you were being delivered to the hospital in which you worked.
Yes.
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 Okay.
And so I think that in itself was a God thing because they bypassed everything, got me straight to my floor. So not that I would have gone to the emergency department anyway. I was too pregnant. I would have gone straight to the floor, but like they knew I was coming. They didn't know what I was coming for. No one knew, but they knew I was coming. So another God thing, it was change of shift.
Okay. Yep.
So there's already 2 doctors there giving off report.
Yep.
There was several nurses, extra nurses. And so went into triage. They hooked me up to the monitor just to see if it was to see what my heart rate was doing, I guess, what baby's heart rate was doing. And baby's Silas's heart rate was in the 80s.
That's really low.
That's low.
For a baby.
Very
for like
low.
a baby in the belly.
And what I couldn't speak because I was so in my own frame of mind because I was just trying to like not be in pain and that kind of stuff I was like, I could just feel him like almost like trying to claw himself out. Yes.
Like he was uncomfortable?
Yes. Like he
Something
was
wasn't right.
Yeah.
Like he was dying.
Suffocating, whatever, no blood loss. Anyway. So they then did an ultrasound because the doctor was like, I want to make sure it's not mom's heart rate versus baby's, because I guess 80s would have been high, but not for me. I run 80s, 90s resting.
Yeah.
I'm a little spazzy sometimes, I guess. Anyway, and so I remember the doctor, this was the last thing I remember him saying was, it's real, we have to go now. And so I think that was
not knowing
the last time.
What was happening.
No. Mm-mm.
You either.
And I was standing right there. And I'm watching all of our friends because
they're her
friends,
employees,
my
but they're your
coworker.
but they're your friends.
and they're putting lines into her, and there's troubles there, and a doctor that I also work with.
Yes, because you also work at the hospital.
And then he says, it's real. And then...
Meaning she's not in labor. What she's experiencing is
An emergency.
real and different and an emergency.
And she's on a gurney, and they push her out, and I'm standing in that room, and I'm like, okay. And I knew that they're not going to stop and be like, by the way, this is what's
happening.
And I knew where they were going.
I don't think they knew at that point what was happening.
They just knew they were taking me to the
baby's
OR.
heart rate was crashing, and they needed to get him out, or he would be gone.
He would die. Did you know you were
at this point that I was going to?
I was going to say, did you know you were dying?
Nope.
I mean,
another God thing, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like, it just, you get in this whole, Not that say that I was praying at that point. I think I was just trying to survive my pain. But like, you do just go somewhere else. You just go to this different, like, oh, I just got to go somewhere else. Yeah. I don't know how to explain it really much more than that, but.
So they take you, you're gone, you're left in that room. I don't know if you were alone, maybe nurses, but she definitely wasn't there. And what happened? Because it seems as though past this point, you don't have recollection of much until maybe much later.
Yeah,
and
no,
so
not until I'm on the next floor. Yeah.
So Tyler walked through a bunch of stuff.
Yep.
Yes.
What happened, Tyler?
So I remember walking in the hall, a hall I'd been in thousands of times. And I remember feeling very alone. And then one of the charge nurses came up because I was following slowly. I knew I wasn't going to be allowed to go where they were going, and I just figured somebody would eventually come out. And one of the charge nurses did, and kind of walked me closer to the ORs that they were in, and pulled me aside just to kind of say, like, okay, we're going to do what we can. And I said, I have to call her mom, because her mom lived in Portland. We're here in Boise.
Yes.
Her mom's in Portland and is an L&D nurse as well.
Got it.
And was going to, I think she had a flight the next day.
Oh, to be there when Silas was born. And
And I'm like, I have to tell my mother-in-law, who knows more about what's going on than I do, that something's wrong. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. And I remember calling, and I'm like, please just go to the answering machine. Please don't pick up. And she picked up, and I don't remember what was said, but your mom was like, I'll be there as soon as I can. And then one of the perks, I think, of working there is they had a room ready for her. And so they walked me to that room. And I guess, I don't remember how, but my parents had shown up. I must have let them know. And they let my parents come back to that room and just kind of sit with me. And they're like, we'll let you know when we know something. And it felt, time didn't make sense. And I've heard that before in scenarios. It just didn't make sense.
yeah.
And then one of the nurses came in and was like, you're a dad. Congratulations. Like, trying to lift us up. Which, thank goodness, what do you do in that scenario?
So in that moment, you found out that Silas was born.
Yeah.
And he was fine.
Yeah.
By all
had
accounts.
survived, yes.
Yeah, I mean, he had survived because you were a dad. I mean, I guess you would have been a dad regardless, let's be honest.
True.
But it felt a bit lighter.
It felt a bit lighter. And I killed the moment, and I looked and I said, but am I still a husband?
Oh.
And I remember I could feel my mom was like, okay, not the time.
Yeah.
But, and the response was, we're working on it. And I just remember being like, okay, this kind of, I had assumed it was an issue with her body, but secretly I'm like, maybe it's just a baby issue and he's fine.
Yeah.
And he's out, and now she's fine.
Yeah.
Because that does happen.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah.
As soon as you get baby out.
Yeah, mom is
better.
rebounds
It's better.
and is
Yeah.
better.
And I know from, we work in the medical field, they can't tell me things that they're guessing it is. And I'm going, here's friends of ours, and now they know more about what's happening to my wife than I get to know. And that just so was rough to
Excruciating, yeah.
experience. And then after some time, it was like, do you want to go meet your son? And I'm
I
thinking,
guess I should.
yes and no. I was so scared because it was supposed to be an us thing. I hadn't paid attention at how to change a diaper because my wife's a mother baby nurse. She'll teach me. I don't have to pay attention to any of this stuff.
And now you're faced with potentially not learning from her.
Yes. And so they walked, he was in the NICU, and I could have one person come with me. And then the moment got real heavy because it was between my mom and my dad. And my mom said, Dave, my dad, you go, because he was also dying of cancer at the time. And it was like, this could be your last chance to see. And I'm like, this is heavy.
Yeah.
And so we get in the NICU, and you're supposed to wash your hands really well.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can wash my hands for 15 minutes. I can make this take as long as I need it to take. And I feel like I just kept going. And then finally I ran out of excuses to try again and again. And I get to meet Silas, and that was beautiful in its own way. So lonely, but so like, okay, I have a peace. And I got to hold him, and I was so scared, as I think a lot of dads are, and I don't have my wife there, who probably would have been like, hold his head up, or, just something just to razz me.
Support his neck. You're doing it wrong.
Silly.
Yeah.
But I had my back and just facing the basin. And then I hear the door behind me, which is kind of near the OR that she's in. And I'm like, okay, this is news right now. And it's another charge nurse, and I hear her crying. And I broke so hard.
Because you thought I had.
Because I'm like, she died. It's over. And it hurt real bad. Now, it turns out she was crying because she saw me, and she had just gotten on.
Yeah.
It was a powerful moment, but I didn't know that. And we just sat in that.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember who I picture Angie, but someone came in, and it was like, you're awake.
It might have been Angela.
Maybe. It's someone, the faces.
Yeah, somebody came in and...
It kind of starts to blur, and it was like, she's awake. Okay, and they're like, and I remember someone said, we're nowhere near out of the woods. I'm like, oh, I was so close. Everything was about to be fine.
Yeah.
And then they told me she's got to go to the ICU, and she's pretty much got to go now. And they let me see her in the mother-baby recovery area. And then they kind of explained things to someone who's in the medical field. Everything was noise. I don't remember anything they said. They'd mentioned DIC. I remember hearing that and I was like, that's not a good thing.
What is that?
Nurse words?
I mean, I could do the official word, but pretty much what it means is I have like no platelets in my body at this point. So you pretty much start to bleed out.
Okay.
Yeah. So they said they noticed like when they intubated me, because I had to go to sleep, right? Because they had no time to, put the spinal in and I'll do all the normal stuff. I had like a little cut on my lip. That was starting to kind of ooze. My IV sites were starting to kind of ooze around them.
So you were just bleeding out, essentially.
Everything.
Yeah.
You're just
every little hole.
You were just bleeding.
My Foley catheter started to have like
blood
go through it.
That's not good.
And it wasn't red blood. It was more like this pink, Kool-Aid-y look. So they knew like, oh yeah, she probably, doesn't have any platelets, this kind of stuff. So that's when they kind of...
Which is a medical emergency.
In itself, yeah.
In and of itself,
Yeah. So I think then, when I was in the ICU, they were trying to just figure out, like, what happened. A lot of the times, a lot of the moms will have this when, this extreme pain or whatever, when their like placenta comes off from their, uterine lining. Abruption is what it's called. He got into my actual uterus where baby was, and he's like, there's no blood in here.
Yeah, healthy.
So it's healthy. That's healthy. So he's like, what? My doctor, my doctor is like, what is going on? So then they did a CT scan.
Well,
I was bleeding out, so I'm giving blood, doing all this stuff. Much later down the road, did a CT scan, and they saw that my liver had ruptured.
So what does that mean when your liver ruptures?
So then they kind of
all the toxins, right? Like are released into your body.
Lots of blood.
Luckily, our liver is in a capsule, so it's encapsulated. So it had ruptured within the capsule, so it was bleeding into that capsule area, so it hadn't completely ruptured.
Okay.
Like if you hear, in a car accident where a liver gets totally lacerated and ruptured
everywhere, you're going to die.
Yeah. It was encapsulated, so it was like a big hematoma off my liver. So if you were to like hit your skin or something, a big bruise filled with blood. Yeah. So that's what that was.
But it did rupture just within
was what probably saved my life at that point.
Right.
How that happens is there's a thing called HELP.
HELLP.
Yeah, and it stands for hemolysis. So your red blood cells just don't look. They start to lyse. They don't look great. I guess is the easiest way to explain that. Elevated liver enzymes are the EL. So there's where my liver probably got involved, and low platelets. And so all this can cause this kind of trifecta of not good. So
Yeah. So do you still have a liver?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah. But what's crazy is anytime I get a CT or later on or anything, they can see the scar.
Wow.
Which is kind of crazy. Yeah.
So was that all of those things is how they almost lost you? You went to ICU and
they told.
So in the ICU, I remember we get there and it was a bunch of nurses and staff getting lines in her and literally squeezing these bags of fluid because the treatment for the thing they suspected she had was get a lot of fluids in her right now.
Quickly.
And a lot of blood.
And a lot of blood. And lots of blood. And then there was a doctor who was putting in a central line into her neck. She still has the scars. They're a good reminder now. And I remember, because in the ICU, the doors are big glass ones in Meridian, or they were at the time. And I remember just standing outside the door watching. Doors were open. And I'm watching this and I see the doc grab all of the stuff to put it away. And he points, he's like, husband, yes, we should talk. And I'm like, cool. I agree.
Great. That's a great idea.
Would love to hear your thoughts.
Some clarification.
And I remember he wrote down a couple of things and he said, if it's this, she's gone. We won't be able to save her. And it could be this, which was HELP. And he's like, there's other things going on. We might be able to, but you should probably go say goodbye. So either way, just be aware. I want you to have fair expectations.
And it was in that moment that you realized there was little hope.
There's always a hope in my mind.
Yeah.
And I definitely remember praying in that moment. And I'm looking at my wife, who's literally in another room, although there was no
barrier. But
there was no barrier.
Yeah.
And I'm just, what do you do? And I'm thinking, I have a son. Downstairs. And it just was a lot in that moment. And
I bet.
They're just shoving fluids, and then who knows how long. And they're like,
I definitely don't know how long.
You can talk to her now. And I'm like,
were you coherent?
I don't know.
You don't remember any of this?
I kind of remember bits and pieces. By the time I kind of was coherent, I noticed my mom there.
Okay.
I did not notice
which
Tyler
was
there.
Hours later. Yeah. Hours. And thank goodness she was able to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having my parents there was amazing. Her mom speaks the language.
Yeah.
It was kind of a way. Who gets to trauma bond with your mother-in-law? Sitting next to her, just kind of staring at my wife.
Yeah. Because we had only been married 2 years at this point.
Not quite 2 years.
You guys were what's still considered newlyweds, really?
So really, you didn't know my mom very well. Yeah. Maybe.
Not the way I would recommend to get to know your mother-in-law.
Right,
but
for sure not.
Definitely, it was really good to have her there.
Yeah. So at what point were you out of the clear? Or in the clear, I should say. At what point, Tyler, could you breathe and know, I think she's going to be okay?
It was a lot of series of events later because the facility we were at could not handle the liver. So since it was encapsulated, the thought was, if it ruptures, we have minutes.
Right.
And the facility we were at was not set up for, because that's the way it was described to me was, this is the type of trauma, a really, really bad car accident.
Trauma center, like a level 1 trauma center. And we don't have a level 1, right, trauma center in our area.
And we certainly didn't back then.
Right.
And so the thought process was, we have to send her somewhere.
Yeah.
And I could pretend like I remember what facility they were saying.
Well, they were talking about somewhere in Utah. And then my mom suggested, well, we're from Portland.
Yeah.
Can we send her to Portland, you know? And they thought about that. And then
I remember thinking, okay, quick comment. My son's here, and he hasn't been discharged.
Yeah. So he'll be here, and my wife will be there.
And where do I go? Like, I have to pick.
You sure do.
And I don't want to have to make that decision because there's long-term ramifications no matter who I choose.
Yep.
But fortunately, with working at that same facility, there was a surgeon who we were close with, who just really blessed us by working with a lot of other surgeons across the nation and determining what would be needed, and that she could stay local. She just had to go to a different facility that was still local.
Yeah.
which is kind of our definition at the time of a trauma
of a trauma hospital. Yeah.
That ended up being a really helpful thing to grandly understate it.
Yes.
It was still a little weird having Silas at one hospital and my wife at another.
But it was all in the same town.
It was all in the same town, which...
I do think at that point, like, that was day 3. I think I was definitely more with it. That point, I think the day before, like, even they were trying to get me to maybe, like, start pumping and breastfeeding. I did tell my lactation gal who I was friends with to get out of my room. At this point, I said, I'm just trying to live.
Yeah.
I said, Betsy, I love you, you know.
At the same time, they're threatening to put her on a vent.
Yeah.
So it's like better, but is it?
So that was the point where I did tell him, I don't know if I want to fight anymore. That was probably pretty rough on you. Sorry about that. But I couldn't breathe. Because liver ruptures, my little bit of platelets try and go to clotting that off. So and all my red blood cells that I was getting, because I had lost 2 people's worth is what they said. All the blood I was getting was going to my major organs. So heart, brain, lungs.
Things that you need to live.
Yes. So my kidneys fail.
Oh, no.
So then when your kidneys fail, I was backing up with all kinds of fluid that they had given me to get me to hopefully survive. And so I was a big old sumo wrestler, but my lungs also were filled. So I couldn't breathe. It was a struggle. Felt like I was drowning. So at that point, I told him, I was like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore.
3 days of fighting for your life.
And he said, no. You're going to. You're going to fight. You're going to fight. I'm like,
you're not leaving me.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, fine.
I don't know how to change a diaper yet.
Yeah.
Who's going to teach me?
I'd be like, you're fine if you actually would have said that. But
how heart-wrenching.
Yeah. So that transferred, and then stuff started happening. I got a paracentesis where they drain your belly. 2 liters worth of fluid. Drained my right lung. They were talking about draining around my heart because I had fluid around my heart too, but that wasn't bad enough. So they just watched that. So I had 850 off my right lung drained, and then I could actually breathe. And then it was very painful, but I could deal with the pain. It was the breathing part. So that was day 3 and 4 and 5, like kind of in there. That all happened, and so I went through 4 rounds of dialysis.
Yeah, of course, your kidneys
because my kidneys. Thankfully, those came back. Liver's good. I could drink a margarita again. But
oh my God!
At that time, I did say that to the doctor. I said they were like, "What did it? I said, oh, am I going to ever get a drink again in my life with my liver? And they were like, can you try and just live first? And I said, I don't know if it's
Wrong
worth
priority.
it. I don't know if it's worth it.
Just live. How about we cross that bridge when we get there?
I'm like, oh, fine, I guess.
Oh my gosh.
Just silly little things, trying to keep things lighthearted at that point. But
yeah. So how long were you in the hospital?
this is a discrepancy, I think.
Ish.
I feel like it was 12 days. You said more like 2 weeks, at least 14 to 16 days, right? But
it felt like forever.
It was a lot.
It was a lot
quicker than we thought. That even all the doctors thought. So
okay,
someone was on my side.
And you got to take Silas home before she was ever even released?
So about that, I remember picking up Silas, and I'm driving from where he was, and I'm driving to where she is.
With him.
With him. But due to some scenarios that had happened, he wouldn't have been allowed to be in there with her.
Oh.
And so I'm driving to the hospital going, I don't know what I'm going to do right now. And I remember getting to the hospital, and it just this daze, and I'm like, okay, it was the first time I've driven with a kid. I'd gotten a really rough call from the clerical side of employment sometimes it doesn't make sense. I'm not trying to throw anyone under the bus. I got a call that was implied that if I wasn't back to work within the week, that I would not be there anymore.
You wouldn't have a job.
Now, to kind of defend my employer, I directly contacted my employer, who's like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I have no idea why I got that call, but it was just this
series of events and a rough day.
And we got to where she was, and I'm going up to the floor holding Silas in my, the daddy carrier way.
Totally.
And there's my sister from Seattle. I have no idea. I don't know. She just was there.
Yeah.
And I remember handing him to her. I handed her my keys, and I said, I can't be Dad right now. Will you please just go to my house and take care of him? And she loved it. Yeah. She absolutely loved it. For the rest that day, she put him in every outfit I think Rian had saved and had all these special moments for, and he was in every outfit with a picture.
A photo shoot.
It was awesome.
I love it. What a good sister.
But so that hurdle had been crossed, and
my aunt came into town. She's an ICU nurse.
Right? Like
long line of medical here.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, everything.
Just God moved things everywhere.
Yeah.
In all of the things.
Yeah.
And then we had what to me was a really special, about a week, special, it seems so silly to say that, week where she was in the hospital and she was improving. And so we just had a baby that, not like, I love Silas. I had kind of checked out of it. I had to say that box is going to be there. And this box might not.
Yeah.
And we just were there for the time together.
Yeah.
As special as it could be. It was special to me.
There's moments I was like, why weren't you there? He was like, I was there. So I don't know what happened, with my brain, but he was like, I was there every step of the way. And I realize now he was,
Her brain deleted me.
Yeah.
Those special memories.
Oh, well, you have them.
Yes.
This didn't come up, and the only reason I'm bringing it up is because I know. And when you told this to me last time we were hanging out several weeks ago, you told me something, and I found it so emotional, so forgive me, I'm fully putting you on the spot.
Love it.
You talked about these journal entries that you write to your kids. And tell me, and while you write them to your kids, there's something in there about Rian.
Yeah.
Tell me about that, what you told me.
I'm actually glad you brought it up. It's because it's one of my favorite things in life, even now.
Yeah.
I do write a journal to, at that time it was just Silas. And it was when we found out we were pregnant.
Yeah.
When I found out my wife was pregnant, I got a journal and I started writing to Silas. Like, I'm excited. I don't even know what I wrote early on.
Before you knew him.
Before I knew him, I was excited. And I knew, because my dad has been sick basically my whole life. And he hadn't passed at that time, but even now looking back, it would have... There's these moments that I know there's things he couldn't explain to me in the moment.
Yeah.
I just didn't have the competency. And I wish I knew what he was saying, but he couldn't say. Because I bet you'd make a lot more sense now.
Yeah.
And I wanted to give that to Silas. And so I had this journal, and I had it in our go bag. I don't know the term, but pregnancy bag.
Yeah, the delivery bag. The delivery bag,
And at some point that got put in our room that we were supposed to have. It ended up being my room, my suite. And here, fast forward a couple of years to move the story back and forth. I'm so sorry.
You're good.
I'm nearing the end of filling that journal out.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to get to the last page, and it's already filled out. And all of a sudden I remember filling it out, and I'm sitting in that room by myself, so alone. We don't know if you're going to survive. It was basically her mom and I were taking shifts, so we're like, we have to sleep and eat. And I had just gone up to the room, and my aunt had called to just be like, is everything okay? Just touching base to give us love. And I remember writing the note that I was supposed to give to Rian if she survived. And I can see in that notebook, I can see where I was weeping on the page. And it's like so powerful to, like, now Silas has that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to rip that page out.
No. It was you getting your thoughts and your emotions out on the thing that you had, which was Silas's journal, but it was to your wife while he was being born.
Yep.
Kind of Silas's.
And
I
typically date every entry, and I hadn't put a date on that because it was just a note. I was supposed to say, oh, hey, Rian. But I put a date on it because I know the date.
You knew the date. And it was his birthday.
Yeah.
Essentially, I mean. Yeah.
So that was kind of the way to end that journal.
Yeah.
And starting another one.
Yeah. A different chapter, right? A new. Quite literally.
It was just a really... It was beautiful to me, and it made me cry again. But I'm a crier. Yeah. It's fine.
It's fine. I love it. It's so sweet and so beautiful. So, Rian, you survived.
I survived. Yay.
Quite a miracle,
For some reason.
literally. Just and all of the, I'm sure that even this conversation doesn't fully explain the magnitude and how critical your condition was, because you quite literally could have, maybe even should have by medical standards, not made it. And you did. And how God's not done with you or you and Tyler. But because of that, you could not have kids anymore.
Yeah. A year later, we went and sat down with a specialist. And I think we would have had to been told 100%, you guys will be fine. Yeah. Which no specialist will ever say. So we went into it kind of like, we know we're not going to be told that. So, and they said, well, it's so rare anyway. They gave us a percentage, and it was it happens to 10 people every 20 years in the whole entire world. Or
what happened to you?
What happened to me?
Oh my gosh. So what happened to you was already rare.
Yes. So we were like, okay. So he's like, now I don't even know where to go with that, because there's not enough research if this has happened again. He goes, I found one case study in the world that it happened again, where a liver had ruptured, but
during HELLP
syndrome to the person a second time, but the baby they lost the baby, but they didn't really say or something like that about the mom. But the mom might have survived again. But I'm like, okay.
But that's all you guys needed.
Yeah.
Was to hear that there was a chance that it would happen again, even if it was one in out of everybody.
Any number.
Yeah.
So he signed up for his vasectomy.
On the way home. Literally on the way home, I called.
I'm going to need to get this done.
Yeah. So we had,
So you formally made it so you could not have any more kids because it was not wise for you to have any more kids. And that's what you felt was the right decision.
Yep.
But you have another amazing little guy.
Yeah.
Who I love too.
Yeah.
Jensen. Mm-hmm. And
he's adopted.
You adopted him.
Yeah.
How old is he?
Say that story.
So he's 7.5 years old. We got him at an hour and a half old.
Okay.
I don't know. So what's
God.
Another God thing?
God.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Because just kind of rewinding a little bit, like I was so happy because I know there's so many people out there that don't even get their own child, right? They try for years or they've lost several kids. So I was like, I'm happy with one, right?
Yeah.
Like I at least have him. I'm alive. We're good. But I did have these moments, human moments, right? The flesh moments that I would get sad or like even mad that our friends were having second, third, fourth kids easily, you know, and stuff like that. And
then she'd feel guilty.
For feeling
and then I would feel guilty because I was like, I should be happy, like, or I should be happy for my friends. This is a happy moment for them and
feelings
stuff like that.
are complex.
Yes, very. But then there was a point where I was like, you know what, God, like if one is just fine, then we have one and we'll move on from there. And so he was getting to be about 6.5 years old. And we go, you know what, let's just try. Let's try and adopt. You know, we have adoption in our family. My uncle's adopted. We always kind of wanted to have 3 of our own and adopt one, right? Like we make plans and God goes, well, I'm going to have a different plan for you, right?
Totally.
And so, we started the paperwork. Actually, we thought about it in late August. Late September, I think we had all the paperwork done. Early October, we heard about a birth mom that was going through our same attorney. We just went through an attorney. And late October-ish, middle October, we met her. We met her. And then, we met her family and fell in love with her. We met at the attorney's office and then we invited her out to just dinner and got to know her. And
a month later.
Because she had found out she was pregnant when she was 7 months. She said about 7 months along. I know.
Quick.
I know.
Wow.
She goes, I know I might be young and naive, but like she goes, I just thought it was stomach pains and gas and stuff
She's
like that.
amazing.
And then all of a sudden she's amazing. She's a blessing. She's our angel. And then she had Jensen and we got to meet him at an hour and a half old, and he was ours at that point. So it was like 4 months.
Wow.
November 30th was when he was born. So August to November.
That's crazy.
So we had him in our arms. So totally. And people wait years and years and years, or sometimes never. So another God thing. Yeah.
Now it's an open adoption.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Have a great relationship with.
Love her. Jensen got to be her ring bearer because she got married a few years later, and we just love that family so much.
What a beautiful thing. And that Jensen knows.
Yep.
From
young.
As long as, he probably doesn't remember necessarily not knowing, right?
Yeah.
He told us.
I'm assuming.
One day.
Yeah.
I don't know how he learned.
I think we had been talking about it, but then he was like, so I wasn't ever in your belly, Mommy. And I was like, no. And he goes, I was in Jordan's belly, or whatever. So it was pretty cool. Like,
I just love that openness and transparency and like the health, I think, that comes from, because especially the situation allowed it. Maybe not all situations allow, but your particular situation with Jensen and his mom and all of that, how beautiful it is that you are able to have it be open and have him know his biology and kind of that truth there, and know that he's loved by so many more people, and how beautiful his story is of coming into this world and his family and all of those things, because that's his story. Like that's going to be, it is part of his story.
It's in his journal.
It's in his journal. So you have a journal for Jensen.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. I love that you do that. You might be the only dad that I know, or I know moms are have more of a bent toward that. that, but not to throw my husband under the bus whatsoever. However, I will. I have baby books, right? You have baby books. And in those baby books, it's like letter from mom, letter from dad. All the letters from mom are filled out. The letters from dad are blank.
Yeah.
19, 15, 13 years later.
Maybe for Asher's birthday, I'll get him a bunch of notebooks.
A bunch of notebooks to just start journaling, make up for lost time. Yeah, love that. That's so funny. But I just love that. I love that you do that, and it's a really special.
It's very healing for me.
I bet.
Yeah.
And so many times, I would encourage dads and moms to do it. There's moments that I find I just can't explain the whole situation, or moments where maybe I didn't highlight this awesome thing we did, or maybe I just love you so much. And I want you to have a book that says it 1,000 times.
Or I was mad at you today, and this is why, but you always end it like, but I love you so much. You know,
It's like, we'll get through it. Or maybe I seemed upset. I was, and it had nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how to, it's healing. It's so healing. And I started it for them, and I continue it for me.
And every once in a while, there'll be a page from mom in there.
Every now and then
I sneak one like little page in there every once in a while.
I love it.
And so does Silas have his? Do you give him to him as you finish them, or do you like on their 18th birthday, or what?
So a big pushback I get when I mention this is, I could never hide it from my kids that long. I don't hide it from my boys at all.
Oh.
In fact, a lot of times when I've written in them, I leave them out so they see, Dad's still writing in them. I have never told them they can't read it. They just never touch it because they know they're going to get it in the future.
Okay.
They don't know when. I don't know when.
When you die? I mean, I don't know. Is it like you're just going to write forever and ever until you go see Jesus? Like,
I'm pretty sure if I do it when they turn 18, I'll probably keep writing a new one as they've now quite ceremoniously become an adult.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'll give it to them.
Grandkids.
Or for
start writing your grandkids.
I mean, your relationship changes in stages, right? And so at whatever point, whether that's 18 or 30, whatever, they leave your home.
Yes.
Your interactions aren't the same. And so maybe there's less content even to write about in your engagements with your child. And so,
I don't know. Maybe I'll give it when they're 18, and maybe I'll surprise them with one they don't know about when they get married.
I love that.
And maybe when they have a kid. I don't know.
Yeah. I love that. So all of these things have led you, probably in addition to so many others, but have led you to this passion that you have for helping marriages, helping couples. Talk to me a little bit about that, about just your passion for helping couples.
I would say through all of this trauma.
Yeah, for sure.
A very weird side effect is our personality switched.
Oh.
Completely flipped.
You were like him?
Yeah. Weird, right?
Way more so. There's definitely overtones that stayed.
Yeah.
But
he literally has a tattoo that says "One life, live it." Like he was spontaneous. Like
let's travel the world.
Let's travel the world. Nope. I think when you almost die, you kind of do like one life, live it. You're only given.
And I'm like, let's stay
number days, like, and we don't know the number, you know. So
So we switched, which a byproduct of that is, it feels like the person you've married is different.
Yeah.
And not that I had the eyes to see myself in that, but I was different too, and that's okay. It's okay because we're supposed to grow.
Yeah, to learn again.
But it definitely came
times,
with tough times. That there's these moments that I know I had where I grew away from God, not intentionally.
Yeah.
And I grew away from my spouse. And I feel like she was kind of growing away from me because we had all this crazy passion and excitement, and we were on fire together. And then we were different. Who are you?
So we were figuring each other out and ourselves out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like this weird time where you love the person, but you're not sure who they are.
Yeah.
And it caused a lot of self-inflicted distance. And I think to short version there were moments where, and there were actually so many moments where Ryan kept in a Bible study. Ryan stayed adjacent to God's word.
Yeah.
She was, I know looking back now, it doesn't seem like it, but to me, I'd hear her, I'm going to go to Bible study. And
even if you were just walking through the motions and you weren't necessarily abiding in or connected to, you were still walking it out. And so it was his experience. Right?
I noticed it.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's your experience.
While I'm going, my upbringing, I know I'm saved. My family loves Jesus. Good for you. You should probably go to Bible study. It sounds so silly and arrogant, but that was, go to Bible study. That's a good idea for you.
Yeah.
And just as time goes on, this wedge, and I don't think I felt like it was a wedge at the time. And looking back, I go, I was putting a wedge in between us. And then I find myself in a really bad place, spiritually, emotionally, mentally. Just everything was wrong.
Yeah.
It was all wrong. And I had inadvertently been just following a path of New Age. I had no idea. I was just oblivious. And then I'm on my knees in our living room going, God, I'm going to give it all to you. I can't do this. I was having thoughts of just horrible things. I'm ready to be done. And that was not okay.
Yeah.
So I know what to do. I just give it to God. And I've never actually done that. So let's see if this works. And I give it to God. And like that same time frame, I have mentorship walking into my life again. And a guy locally who just was like, let's go have some coffee. And he gave me really good insight and how to read the Bible. Because I was thinking, I gotta go fast. Let's read fast.
Yeah.
So I gotta get it done because I'm dying and I need to go now. I need to have it just like check this box off. And it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
This is wrong.
Yeah.
And he helped me calm down quite a bit and look at the Bible different. And so here I am reading the Bible different. And I'm going, this is interesting. Ryan, by the way, here's something interesting. And I mention a name in the Bible, and here she knows way more on the subject that I was about to be very prideful. Like, look at what I know. And she knew more because she had been going through the motions, but to me, it's so much more than going through the motions. She was building a structure that as I was needing something to lean on, here's my structure she had built. Almost like she built it for me. And it was so valuable to have someone who she just didn't waver. It's not that she walked away or went super full bore. She just kept
consistent.
Going.
Yeah.
And that expands over time. A few minutes a week over time is a lot of knowledge. And then all of a sudden I'm like, this is actually really fun talking about the Bible with you. And all of a sudden things felt good inside. I don't know how to describe. Not bad is so good, but good is so good. And when you go from bad to good, it just felt good to have that conversation. And then that led to all of these doors, like a building, and a door in a new room is open, and you're just following it, and all of a sudden, hey, let's work with other people in marriage. And let's sit with them and let's help.
Take all of our things we've just been through, our whole, 15 years at that point?
Yeah.
15 years of marriage at that point, and all what I've been through, like with the birth of Silas, but also with your stuff, your struggles and all that. And I know other people have been through that, if not worse. But some things in our past even helped with that. And so,
So we'll air it all out and say,
this is us.
This is us.
This is us. This is where we're at, and this is where we've come from. And couples will surely be able to glean wisdom and hope from that. Well, I mean, and how can they not, right? I mean, you're like, for you two to be sitting here, first of all, and just for you to say like, well, I was in New Age, and I'm going to kind of, sorry if this throws you under the bus, but you've had some drug use, and like there's a lot in your past, and to just say like, this is it. This is who I am. This is where I've come from. These are the things that I've done, and they don't necessarily define who I am. You know, Christ defines who we are, and we would just love to be able to share our story with whoever, right, will listen, and whoever needs a little bit of hope to know that like nothing's too far gone.
And God did it.
God did it.
Yeah.
It's nothing we could have done on our own. There's no way.
Yeah.
Nobody.
And that's what we get to do. We get to share our testimony and all the stuff in front of these couples. Yeah. And we've had several come up and be like, your testimony or this part of your guys' life I really resonate with, and are able to help them, hopefully.
Because it comes down, you gotta work on you.
Yeah.
I gotta work on language.
I statements only. I statements only. I mean, that's true. I mean, that was in me and Asher's marriage too. It's like, you guys could have built a great marriage, but typically a great marriage doesn't start with broken people who don't know their brokenness and who are living in their, whether it's pride or sin or whatever, right? Like a healthy, sturdy marriage that can stand storms is built on two people who have done work in themselves and who have kind of surrendered their own stuff, and they can come together. You know, Asher and I could not have built what we have with God in our marriage to be where we are right now without both of us, without God dealing with both of us, independently, and like us both coming to a place of surrender to Him.
And it's not a one and done.
No.
Like,
oh, you mean you guys aren't like perfect? It's not great all the time?
Well,
I mean,
no,
it's always fun to me every time we have an argument. So I'm like, shouldn't we be past this?
Yeah.
Don't we know better?
Well, we're only a few years ahead of you, and no, we're not still past it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe those ahead of us have gotten it figured out, but
you know what? From our experience, no, not
totally.
even people that have got, because we have 30+ year marriage couples that are doing what we...
Which is kind of nice to know that it's okay. Yeah. It's okay to have arguments.
Yeah.
And some arguments are just healthy in a way to grow from.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's true.
We've had a lot of those. We've grown a lot.
Well, is there anything else that you guys like want to add, or because I have something else I'd like to ask you, but is there anything that I feel like I'm missing or leaving out?
I feel like I should say yes.
No, it's okay.
I don't know.
So I just want to know, and I said this right before we started rolling, Tyler, you've listened to a lot of the podcasts, and I do end every episode very similarly. But I want to ask you guys, still speaking to the listeners, but more than like encouragement or wisdom, I would love for you guys to share about what you've learned about each other and what you've learned about God in just the last 15, 16 years.
Do you want me to go first? Or do you want to go first?
I'll just say what I learned about each other and marriage in general is that without God, it's going to be a whole lot rougher. I think, like, just even if it starts with one of you, on a path, or, staying true to the path. I might have been right on the line when you're saying straight through the path, because
But right, it's faith of a mustard seed. Like, it's 100%. Doing even the bare minimum. Like, God can work with literally anything.
Work with that. And I'm glad you worked with me.
Yeah.
But, just, you need God in your marriage, I think. I don't know. That's all I...
That's a good one.
Thank
God,
a really good
you
one. Were there in the marriage, So, yeah. without him, I don't know where we'd be. I wouldn't be here probably, for sure.
I would say I've learned about God that he's there. In all. Like all of the moments he's there, and the really bad ones, he's there. And it might not be easy to see in that moment. And I think I've learned that he'll put people in your life for you. And that's part of what I've learned about Rian is God gave her to me. Yes, he also gave me to her. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Rian.
He gave her to me, and I think sometimes God does this to help me grow. She has so many strengths that are so my weaknesses. And I think sometimes God is there and he's going, oh, I set this up years ago. There's going to be a good moment coming up. This is going to be good. And I think sometimes he's chuckling. There's moments where
like, they ruined that.
This has to just be making God laugh right now. Yeah. And he's there with us.
Yeah.
With us, living life with us while supporting us in a way that is beautiful because he loves us and he wants us to feel that.
Yeah.
And I think when you go through trauma and you have that connection grow, it's a glimpse that we get at the emotional connection like God didn't give us emotions that he's never felt.
Right.
And so those hurtful times, where I would feel alone, wait a second, God knows exactly how I feel. And he's hurting with
you.
Hurting with me.
Happy with us,
And those really good times, like, honestly, thank you. God's probably why I'm having this good time. So it's just he's there.
Yeah.
And he puts people in your life for you.
Yeah.
I will add to my thing when I say like God needs to be there, we've had a lot of arguments, bad times that he's really good at it. I'm giving him all the credit because I used to be like, oh, I'm so mad at you. I don't want to do this right now. But he's like, let's stop and pray, right? And I just think of that meme. I don't know if people have seen it, but you have that, that guy that's praying on the bed and there's all these like demons coming after him. And there's literally like angels and God like punching him away and stuff. And it's like Satan hates marriages.
Yeah,
he hates them. He hates when or two or more people coming together. And so like just praying and bringing God into your marriage every single day is just, you need it to fight Satan, fight those demons off.
Yeah.
I'm glad I have this guy to
I'm so glad you said
pray
that.
with me.
It makes me feel so good.
Oh, you guys, I am so thankful for you. And I know, Tyler, I think you were excited about this. Rian, I know you were kind of nervous, but I'm just really glad that you guys did this, maybe a little bit outside of your comfort zone. I will ask, did you foresee sitting on a couch doing a podcast of your story? If somebody were to ask you a couple of years ago, you're going to be sitting in a podcast sharing your story and you're...
No, I don't think so. Oh, yeah, I could foretell it. No, because I would have been, this is way out of my comfort zone, but...
I appreciate you guys.
So,
to be fair,
so easy.
I kind of could have seen it, but I think it would have been more like a jail time, like some sort of documentary.
If things would have gone the way that they were going.
Sort of a joke.
Maybe going on the trajectory of your life.
There's definitely parts
took
where
a huge turn.
Yeah, so...
Well, I'm glad that you're here.
Yeah.
I'm so glad. Thank you so much.
Yes.
I love what you're doing. It's nice to...
Be part of it.
It's nice to be able to hear other people go through some things you can relate to, some things I can relate to, and some things I can't relate to.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's almost nice to hear, hey, I can't relate to that, but I may know someone who can.
Absolutely.
And they may go through something similar, and now I can hear hurt that they might not be expressing. So thank you so much for what you're doing.
Yeah.
I think it's really big, and I really love your family and you, and thank you so much, Ashley.
Thank you, Tyler. Thank you so much, Ryan. I really appreciate you guys.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Love you.
Thank you so much for joining us for today's conversation on the Stories Unveiled podcast. We would love it if you would leave us a rating or review. If you would like to learn more about Stories Unveiled and our events, go to storiesunveiledconference.com or follow us on Facebook or Instagram at storiesunveiled_. The Stories Unveiled podcast is created in partnership with KTSY and Barefoot Media Ministries. For more encouragement and other podcasts, visit ktsy.org. Have an incredible day and go live unveiled.